Are Texas prisons and jails equipped to not only identify but care for inmates with potentially dangerous emotional or mental health issues?
That was just one of the questions asked at a special hearing called after the death of Sandra Bland in a North Texas jail, or rather a South Texas jail, more than 2 weeks ago. Authorities say Bland committed suicide, but her family isn't so sure. As KXAN's Dave Scott reports, regardless of what happened, authorities want to make sure they know how to handle similar cases in the future.
There were 22 jail suicides in Texas last year, some 300 nationwide, 3 times the average of the general population. But Sandra Bland's death in Waller County has opened the Pandora's box. The boss of Texas jail standards concedes more could be done to spot high-risk inmates, but the subtler cases are tough to catch.
If someone was masking their symptoms, as far as someone being in crisis, that would be very difficult to discern, and you would probably have to rely on an actual medical professional to make that determination.
Bland had noted on her jail entry form she had previously attempted suicide. She was on antidepressant meds. And authorities say Waller County jailers didn't have the mental health training they should.
We have to have justice for Sister Sandra Bland.
Her death has sparked an outpouring of vigils and protests. Activists say it's all so preventable.
No one's life should have ended, regardless of what the situation was. There shouldn't have been a life lost in that.
Who knows who might crack under the duress, stress, and loneliness of incarceration, especially someone already vulnerable. The committee chairman insists more must be done.
We all know that our county jails are the biggest server of people with mental illness. So if we aren't sure about whether those policies are good or not, we're putting all those folks at risk.
Now, the great majority of people who commit suicide in jail are white men, and more than a third of suicides occur during the first week in jail. Many ideas put forward today had to do with training, admittance forms, quicker response, and so on, and they'll cost money. So is there the will and the wallet to get something done? David Scott, KXAN News.
Taking a closer look at some of the proposals put forward today here in Austin, they include revising inmate entry forms to better catch potential risks, new techniques and training to spot cases that may not be as easy to identify, quicker mandatory notifications to magistrates if an inmate is determined to have a clear mental health issue, more personal recognizance bonds not requiring money that would enable those arrested to avoid jail time, more shared information between state hospitals and county jails about patient and inmate histories, and an increase of maximum security beds at state hospitals. That would keep those at risk under medical supervision and not behind bars.